What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Johnny. Back in here with one more reaction video, ladies and gentlemen. Today we got a good one for you. We about to talk about the importance of men. Right? I know, something you would never hear in mainstream society. We about to talk about why fathers are important, why coaches are important, but we also want to talk about the negative effects of when you don't have them in your life and what can go wrong as well. This is your first time to the channel. Welcome. Get yourself on in here now. As I've said time and time again, the goal is to reach 1 million subscribers and start 1 million thought-provoking conversations. But if we can reach that 100 million mark, man, I'm a firm believer we can kill the narratives floating around in today's world. We're just spirits encased in human flesh, not nearly as divided as the mainstream media would want you to think. We're just trying to figure out this thing called life. So if you like what you hear in this video, please share it far and wide. Now, it has become the norm for children to grow up only with their mother. And I like to say, when I was a kid, I didn't realize that most people came from single parent households until I was about in the 7th, 8th grade. And even though my mom and dad had crazy domestic violence and our lights was off and we was living in homeless shelters and living with this friend and that friend, I still had a mama and a daddy. I still had a family unit. So no matter how poor we was, I still knew that the situation could get better. And so many people are not growing up without a father, and they're never developing their confidence, their self-esteem, or any of that. So we about to sit here and listen to some statistics of why fathers are important. Get your popcorn ready, get a notepad, get a pen, because you're going to need to take this down. Let's go.
Society needs strong masculine men. We have an epidemic of children being raised in fatherless homes, and 80% of divorces are initiated by women. Women are taught that they don't need men and that they're even disposable. We can't do it alone, and we shouldn't accept doing it alone. We really need to stop perpetuating this idea that we don't need men. Men provide us with their...
And what we also have to understand is Beyonce made Single Ladies and took her ass back home to cheating Jay-Z. Cardi B make WAP and all this stuff, and she take her ass back home to cheating Offset. They telling you to run around here and be a thought, but they creating families and taking family portraits and family vacations with their kids and their cheating husband.
Their life force energy, which impregnates us, and they have a purpose in society, and they are at the foundation of everything that has been built. Men provide protection in a home. They provide stability in a home.
If you think men don't provide protection in a home, I ask ladies at 3 a.m., do you really want to get up and see what that knock on the door was? Or would you rather have your man get up and handle that?
They provide responsibility and structure in a home. Studies have shown that growing up without a father can permanently restructure and rewire the brain and can create more aggression and anger in children. Girls raised without fathers are more likely to be sexually promiscuous and also more likely to get divorced. 70% of teen births happen in homes of single mothers. 70% of dropouts, 70% of suicides, juvenile delinquents, and runaways are raised in single mother homes. Children from single family homes are 5 times more likely to commit suicide, 9 times more likely to drop out of school, 10 times more likely to suffer from substance abuse, 14 times more likely to commit rape, and 20% times more likely to end up in prison. The strongest predictor of if a person will end up in prison is if they're raised in a single mother home. 70% of inmates serving long-term prison sentences were raised in a single mother home. And
I want to pause right there, man. I probably have 50 friends that are in jail right now. Another 50 that have been murdered. All of them come from single parent homes. I actually had a friend, Skylar Smith. He just got murdered last week at a gas station here on 68th Street. We overlook a lot of things that are very, very, very important. And the world makes you think that money is what you need to be successful. And every material thing you see around you, man, was manifested. You can create all the cars, clothes, jewelry, chains that you want. But if you don't have love, if you don't have support, if no one ever helped you develop and figure out who you are as a person, man, you're going to be broken. And I can think about my dad. My dad didn't introduce me to culture. He never had me sitting down listening to the newest rap songs. Like, everything that I picked up culturally was from my mom and from my environment. But when I think back at the lessons and the values that my dad gave me, bro, I learned how to turn the lights on illegally, like running the extension cord from our house to the house next door so we could have power. You could say that ain't right, but as a kid, I learned how to live. I learned how to go outside and turn the gas on. I learned how to change a tire, how to change my own oil, how to cut the cable on illegally, walking from door to door, cutting grass, shoveling snow. I wouldn't be who I am without my father. And no, I didn't come from money. No, he wasn't the best individual in the world, but I still saw a male figure every day get up, go to work, and come back home. And me having a job, me providing, me leading the household, it never was a question. However, if I grow up and I don't see that every day with my own eyes, how do I naturally step into that man role? There's trial and there's error and there's mistakes. And the masses of young men, man, they're learning on the job. You know what I'm saying? And women are punishing them for that and divorcing them and leaving them and taking their children from them. And stay dangerous, fellas. I got baby mamas. I didn't been on child support, but I got all my kids now. I done went through the custody battle, but I understand how ugly it gets. I understand that when you look at this woman and you had this kid, you real life think that you're gonna raise your child. You don't understand that if she get mad at you, she gonna take your kid. My sons was born in KC. They moved to Memphis. Then they moved to Texas. They called me about their mama's boyfriend hitting them. I got custody of them now. But I know the battle of just wanting to raise your kids and not deal with all the extra BS. So stay dangerous, fellas.
You are 4 times more likely to end up in poverty being raised by a single mother. The burden of responsibilities ends up on the woman's shoulders and makes her vulnerable to predators and pedophiles who abuse her children. This creates a lot more family karma that you now have to work through, and the children also will have to work through. Men are starting to see that the odds are stacked against them with how many women initiate divorce and are not committing anymore. Because women aren't in the home full time, they have to work to take care of the family. The children are left to their own devices and are being indoctrinated by government schools, and they're being taught in kindergarten about sex and changing their genders. There has even been countless of times where people have discovered in school libraries pornography in books for children and teenagers. A more promiscuous society creates an over-sexualization of women. This creates a very promiscuous society and an extremely high abortion rate. Something has to change.
True story. I mean, think about it from this perspective. As a young boy, if you only see women online showing themselves as sexual objects, how am I supposed to respect you for the person that you really are? You know, you hear so many women run around say, accept me for me. And it's like, you don't even accept you for you. That's not what you look like when you wake up in the morning. If I was to make you my girl and move in with you, this ain't the person I'm going to see when I wake up. I'm going to see the crusty face and the slobber and all that. So if you want me to be real with you, you got to be real with me. You know, no man can match the amount of attention that a woman can get from social media right now. However, there is no amount of attention from social media that can replace growing up with a father. There's no amount of money that can replace growing up with a father. My daughter told me the other day, she said, Daddy, you worth more than $1 billion. And man, that warmed my heart. Because I grew up around an environment where all of the girls that I ever met before my wife come from single parent households. So they never saw a functioning relationship. They were used to seeing men in, men out. That's how mama handled it. I never saw my daddy, so it didn't matter. And family structure is everything. Everyone runs around talking about generational wealth. How you going to raise generational wealth if you can't even keep a family together? We need generational wisdom. We need to let these young ladies know that the highest honor that you can give a man is to give him a child. And you also need to know, don't carry nobody's baby before they marry you. However, you have to make yourself a woman worth being married. My grandpa said, why buy a cow when you can get the milk for free? And you gave these ladies social media and they just putting milk everywhere. You got almond milk, soy milk, goat milk, whatever it is, it's on the internet, you name it. But men are important. And until I told somebody the other day at my soccer game, I think men and fathers should be treated like gods. I think we should get how can I serve you? I have 7 children. I know what it's like to raise these babies. I'll be waking my 12-year-old, my 9-year-old, my 8-year-old, my 7-year-old. I'll be waking them up in 30 minutes, getting them ready for school this morning. Breakfast is already laid out. Uniform is already laid out. Because I'm a father. I'm a daddy. That's what I do. But if them kids didn't have me, oh God, much respect to their mamas. But they're totally different children. They're in a totally different environment. And everything about them is flourishing. And that's not to knock their moms. Because I dated those women when I came from that urban environment. My brain didn't work as well. But every material thing, I understand it don't matter now. I got to raise good people. And until we can get women to understand it ain't about your ego. It's not about your feelings. It's not about your happiness. It's about raising good children. See, men don't just walk away from relationships when they're not happy. But women smash out at what, 80% is what we seeing? So my only advice that I can give to young men is stay dangerous, man. Stay on your purpose, stay on your grind. Faith, consistency, and hard work. You can do anything, you can accomplish anything. If you've never had a father to tell you you got greatness inside of you, I'm here right now, bro. You great. There is genius locked away inside of all of us. It is up to you to unlock it and give that greatness to the world and reap the abundance of benefits that God has in store for you. Until next time, my young brothers, stay safe, stay dangerous. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Be the change you wish to see in this world.